Those that have been following my channel for some time now, you will know my favorite pairs to trade are the EURUSD, GBPUSD, NASDAQ, and of course GBP Jpy. So these four pairs are my favorite pairs to trade, and most of the time you will find them on my watch list right here. And today, 25th of August, I took sell trade on all four pairs, and they were all profitable setup. Okay, so I will be breaking down this trade in this video. Let's get into it. So today when I woke up during the London session, I always get up like an hour before London session open in my country time is 8 a.m. So I'm always awake around 7 a.m. and by 7:30 a.m. I'm on my chart trying to look for setup for the day. So this morning, like every other day, I got up and I came to my chart. And just before I get into that into today's trades that I took, I would like to go over this buy setup. This is NASDAQ. I would like to go over this buy setup right here. This setup was actually called out in my last video where I did a midweek trade recap and pair projection. The video is on my channel. So in the video I mentioned that I was already in a buy trade on this NASDAQ setup right here, and I mentioned in the video that I already moved my stop loss into break even, and markets came back down, and I was stopped out at break even. Then market actually mitigated this demand level properly, taking out this first buy that we had right here, but I was able to market execute when I saw price moving up and came back for a retracement right here. So I got in for a buy with the market execution, and in the video, if you check, I said I will be taking my profit at this level, but price didn't get into this level right here. So what I did was I moved my stop loss into this price level around 12,950 or thereabouts right there. I moved my stop loss right there, and I was actually hoping for price to push further above. Okay, so I ended up getting stopped out at this level right here. So it was a profitable trade, and if you watched that video, you'll be able to capitalize on this setup as well. Okay, so that was it on this trade. So moving to today's trade, I actually wasn't looking to trade NASDAQ this morning. Let me cut the chart. I wasn't really looking to trade, but at the end of the day, I ended up getting into a sell trade that was profitable for me. So I saw what price was doing right here. Okay, so price was doing right here. Let me clear out this from the chart. I saw what price was doing here, and I saw that price was mitigating this 30 minutes supply zone or other block that we have right here. So price was mitigating it when I came on chart, and on the lower time frame, like the 5 minutes time frame, I started to try to analyze if I could get a confirmation entry to sell, because of course after this previous trade at its take profits, market retraced back, and this formed during the Asian session, and just I think this was just an hour to the London session open, we had this rally up into this supply zone, and we left huge gap in the market. We left this imbalance in the market. Price was not efficient at this particular point, so I was looking to trade or catch a sell back to fill this price action actually. So this was my aim, but I was very careful because the trend is bullish. Okay, this trend is bullish and very bullish. So price could break above this supply zone, because looking to the left we have more incentive for price to push up even to this level, as we have lots of imbalance right there to be filled up. So I was skeptical about taking a sell trade, but then I decided to try to get into a sell trade. So I moved down to a more lower time frame, and looking at it now, if we should mark out our structure, we add this high, we created a low right here, then this low pushed price up into this last higher high, right? So normally we are supposed to at least wait for a break of structure below this low, okay, because this was the low that gave us this push to the upside, right? So this was the low we should wait for before actually taking a sell trade. But I actually did get into a sell trade before waiting for this. I waited for a minor break of structure. Okay, we have the break of structure, which is like the major one. This is the major one, and sometimes we do have internal structures from the 1 minute, 2 minutes, that we can have a minor break of structure from, okay, from the structures that were formed. So just because my bias was for sell, that was one reason why I got into a early sell. So I then saw this internal structure, because if we mark out this structure to the upside on this 1 minute, we have a low, we created high, we got another low right here, then we created this high. So I saw this as a minor break of structure. Okay, as you can see, I even have the arrow marked out on my chart already. I saw this as a minor break of structure and price push back, but all of this area looks mitigated already. Okay, so I was just waiting and trying to see what price would do. So I then decided that when price moved into this level, I was watching price. I was even thinking price would go up, but I was patiently waiting. Then I decided to set my alert at this low right here, that once price breaks below this low now is responsible for this push into this supply zone. Once we break it, then I am sure we are going for sales. Okay, and that was what I did. So we got the break of structure, my alert went off, I got this break of structure, and as you can see, price returned back into this zone. This zone wasn't clear enough. Okay, as you can see, we had lots of consolidation and candles just going on right here. Price was properly mitigated, but looking critically at it, you see that we have a supply region right here. Okay, so I was targeting that price will come into this level, and once price got to this level, I will market execute a sell. Okay, and which I did. Okay, market price came into it, but by the time I actually go back on my chart, price has started moving away from this zone, and I think I ended up getting into the trade somewhere around this level right here. Yeah, when I marketed, and indices has bigger spreads than forex pairs. So sometimes even when you get in at a particular price, you may be filled into your position lower than the actual place you got into because of spread. Okay, so that was how I got into a sell, and I had my stop loss at this high right here. Okay, and so I didn't wait for this overall structure right here, this low, to be taken out before getting into the sell. So I got into the sell, and for my take profits, I targeted this imbalance to be filled up, and as you can see, markets went right to take profit. My take profit was it, and I got out of the trade at this point because I wasn't sure what price was going to do after this. I wasn't sure. All I knew was I wanted to catch a sell that will fill up this imbalance that we have right here. And once the imbalance was filled, I got out of the sell trade. And that was it. Market reversed back up. And later on, I saw that price came back up here, and I realized that market actually came back now to give the confirmation entry for those who were waiting for this break of structure to happen at this particular point. Okay, so this was the main structure that we should wait for, not the one I actually took right here. This was like an early entry. So this was the major break of structure, and this coming back now gives us the confirmation entry. So for those that couldn't get in at the first push, this was the entry to get into. Okay, and for take profits, you could have targeted this same low again, or overall, since we have the Asian range, we have the high of the Asian range, and we have the low of the Asian range. For someone that will stay long in trade, probably we might be targeting for price to come into this particular Asian range and low for price to grab liquidity. So that was it, but I didn't get back into this sell trade right here. And let me show you guys what happened after. Just like you see, price came back up and stopped out everybody that was probably selling at this point in time. Okay, but if you were in a sell from right here, if you got into this confirmation sell entry from right here at this particular point, when markets took out this low that gave us this push into this point of interest, I expect that you should have moved your stop loss into break even or even into profit to this extent. So by the time the market came back up, you would be stopped out at this little profit or at break even. So for those that always move their stop loss into break even after a break of structure, this wouldn't have been a losing trade for you when markets pushed all the way back up here. And as you all know, that where we are trading from is actually not the best zone to trade from, because just above it lies more reason for price to push up into the highs right here, these right here. So taking any trade from here, you want to be in and out of your trade. You want to set your stop loss, your take profits, you want to set your break even, because you don't know what price will do. Especially even taking sell trades here is quite risky because the market is bullish. Okay, you can see market is creating higher highs, so you need to be careful, know the trend. When you are counter trending, you want to make sure you don't stay too long in a counter trend. Okay, so and that was what we saw right here. So at this point in time, this wasn't my business anymore because my take profit has been hit on this trade and I was out of NASDAQ. So moving on, and this was a 1 to 4 RR, about 5 RR setup. So moving on to the next pair, let's move to Euro USD. Euro USD, this was the first trade I actually took this morning. So the first trade I took on, it was on Euro USD. So let me quickly break this down. So I took a loss overnight. I don't trade after 4 or 5 p.m. but somehow I got into a sell trade around this level right here. Was I think around this level right here, and I woke up this morning and I met a loss on Euro USD. Well, should I say I was mad at myself because I actually was not supposed to trade at the particular time I got into that sell trade. I think it was somewhere around here. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to trade. It was past my trading hour, and I ended up in a loss. So it wasn't a big loss anyway, because I had put that into consideration before entering the trade, because it was outside my trading time and when there is liquidity in the market. Okay, so moving on. So on EU this morning during the London session, when I got on the chart, I realized price has tapped into this 3-hour point of interest. This imbalance was filled right here. This candle right here, the imbalance was filled with this week. So once I started this, okay, let's see what we can trade for the day. I moved down to the lower time frame because once you see what's going on the higher time frame, you want to move down to a lower time frame to look for entry opportunities. Okay, so once I saw the price had tapped the 3-hour point of interest, and once I saw that, I actually did market execute a sell. Okay, I didn't wait for confirmation entry. Okay, so and that was because this particular 3-hour point of interest was about 16 pips. Okay, so I market executed a sell just because another thing was I saw the movement of the chart and the fact that the Asian range high had been taken out, and when we add this push to the upside, you can see market left behind inefficiency, we left behind imbalance right here. So this was why I just market executed a sell at somewhere around this point, and just to take price down, and my take profit was for the Asian range low, and just below the Asian range low right here you can see that we have this demand zone with imbalance right here, this point of interest right here. So this was my point of interest to get out of the trade, though overall I was still expecting price to probably push down into this level, because as you can see, we have imbalance to be filled up at this level too. But trust me, you should not tell me by now. I don't like to stay too long in trades. I want to be in and out taking my profits. I don't want to return any profit back to the market. Okay, so this was my target for take profit. And so let's go back now. So after I got into this sell, I was still looking for confirmation entry actually, because even for the fact that I had an entry already, I still wanted to see confirmation. Okay, that way I'm more confident with the trade I am in. So, and as you can see we have, if we should mark out this structure, we created this low, we created this high, market gave us this low, then we add the final high into the point of interest. Markets then, so during the London session, breaking below this last low that gave us the last push to the upside, signifying that we are pushing low. Okay, so once I saw this break of structure right here, I even had my alert set at this particular price. Okay, so once my alert went off, and moving to, let me see the 5 minutes time frame now. I think the 1 minute time frame. So as you can see, this is not even clear. I think there's a particular time frame that had, let's check the 2 minutes time frame. There's a particular time frame that had a clear point of interest. 3 minutes. Okay, let's just go with the 3 minutes. So as you can see, market left behind this supply zone. If you had refined, you probably would have missed out on this, but for me now, I've learned my lesson. I now know price can react from the 50% of the imbalance towards your supply or demand zone. So as you can see right here, market mitigated the 50% of this. So I got into another entry just because we already have this break of structure already. Okay, so price coming back up here, I know it's coming to mitigate this imbalance and to fill this supply that caused this break of structure. So I had a second entry right here, and I was in a trade. It was really a boring day because price really dropped, reversed, dropped, had retracement several times over and over. It was a little bit fair on EU. On GU, I almost went crazy. The retracement were just too much on GU today. So that was how I got into a sell on Euro USD, as simple as this. And as you can see, I had to hold this trade from the London session till the New York session. New York session is 1 p.m. my country time, and I had to wait till then for all of this to actually happen. And as you can see, the Asian range low liquidity was cleared, and I got out of my trade at let me check my MT4. I think I got out of the trade around 0.99654 or thereabouts. Let me check my MT4 history. EU 89634. I got out at 0.9699634. Yeah, so when price moved to this level, I got out of 90% of my position, because over time I've been able to know that sometimes after a range low or range high is being taken out, price tends to reverse or retrace. Okay, so I got out most of my position out, and I left a very tiny position, and moved my stop loss at this point to this level right here, and eventually I got stopped out at this level, but I didn't really care about that because I had taken out all of my profit at 0.99634. Majority of my profits was out at that level. Okay, so you can see just after the grab of the Asian range low, we had a massive reversal, and someone that had stop loss right here would have been stopped out, trust me. And maybe for people that wanted re-entry, but this wasn't a clear demand, because it has been mitigated with this particular candle before. So I doubt taking another entry here was really worth it. So that was it on Euro USD, and presently market is still moving right here, and as you can see, markets even went okay. Market is still presently reacting off from this candle right here. Probably this final take profit will be it, but that's no longer my business till tomorrow. So moving on to GBP USD, this pair frustrated me today. Because we had so many retracements on it. We had so many retracements. So on GBP USD today, same as the Euro USD, London session open, looking forward to trade. From yesterday, from the video I posted yesterday, I think I talked about GU, that I was waiting for price to actually push up into this particular point of interest so I can short GU from this POI, but I ended up saying price didn't get back up here, and I ended up scalping from right here to right here. I just scalped this sell when I realized price was already moving without taking out the Asian range high first. Okay, so this particular zone that I had marked out already was where price got to after the Asian session and this morning just before the London session open. Okay, so price tapped into this point of interest, and for me, since I wanted to sell, EU was giving me sell vibes, GJ was giving me sell vibes as well, so why not sell GU too? Okay, so this particular point of interest was actually tapped, and you can see this POI is valid because we broke structure right here. And as you can see, liquidity was grabbed at this point. We grabbed all this trendline liquidity. And for GU, I actually waited for a confirmation entry, unlike EU that I got into a sell immediately. So another reason why I didn't get into an aggressive entry from this point of interest was because when I checked on the live chart currency strength meter right here this morning, GBP was filled to the brim, just like this AUD. GBP was filled to the brim, and US dollar was low, just like euro. It was only one bar, whereas GU was filled up. So this made me to be skeptical about taking a sell on GU actually. So I decided to wait for a confirmation entry, and for my comfort to get confirmation entry, now that we've tapped into the point of interest, you will have to wait for that low that gave us the last high into your point of interest to be broken below. Okay, and that we have right here. So once my alarm went off for a break of structure right here, I waited for a retracement. It was a clean sell setup right here, so I just market executed a sell. And GU being GU today, the retracements were so many and annoying. Okay, we kept coming down, coming back up, down, up, and at a point in time I got stopped out of my first position right here because I think I decided to, yes, I at this particular point, yes, when we broke below this low gave us this push into this point of interest. So once we broke below it, I just decided to move my stop loss to this level, because then GU was seriously annoying me because this took time. I'm playing the chart now, it looks fast, but this was really slow. It was really slow in the morning. Okay, so I just moved this and I was stopped out. Another thing was these candles were too big, like they moved with huge momentum, and you know what can happen like that. Its price can either just break above your zone and drop again. You never can tell. So that was why I moved my stop loss here. But actually looking at the chart, we had another supply zone right here, which was the inception of this new move to the downside. Okay, so actually I would have said my stop loss was not supposed to be moved here because of this imbalance that we have here and this supply zone. Okay, because price could come back to retest it. And so luckily for me, I was on the chart because I had my alert set right there. So once price came back and we had this drop, let me go back. So once I was monitoring it, and price came back here. It didn't exactly tap into this PY, but once I saw that price was moving down, okay, this was fast. I ended up getting in around this zone. I think this area, I ended up getting in. I just market executed a sell, and I had my stop loss still at this overall high. So I was like, whatever GU wants to do, let GU do. I'm not going to monitor this trade anymore. Okay, I'm just going to get into it, close my chart, and go and find something to do for the rest of the day. So I just had that set, and as you can see, markets ended up selling, and yet again, I think market ended up selling, and my take profit was it. at this point. Let me check my MT4 to actually get the price I got out of this GBP USD trade 80.77. So my position here says I got out at 80.77. Okay, 80.77. Where is that? Okay, somewhere around there I got out of this trade. Okay, then I took out majority of my trade right there. Then I left some position running and I moved my stop loss to this level, and I ended up getting stopped out in the remaining position. It was actually a small position left actually, so I wasn't bothered because of the retracement. That was why I even had to take most of my profit out, because the way price was behaving then, because of this demand that is right here. That was why I took out most of my position at this level, moved my stop loss into break even. And as you can see, market reversed back again, but I was already done trading at this particular force push to the downside. I was done trading, but this was another good opportunity to catch another sell shape. Trust me, you have showed me enough stress already for the day, and I'm not interested in taking any more trades on it for the day. So till tomorrow again, when I will come during the London session and trade. Okay, so let's see where price is at this particular point. So basically every day price will always present a trading opportunity every day. So me trading EUGU constantly for months now, I've been able to master these pairs very well. Now I know how they move, I know what to look for. I not as if I make profit every time on them, but at least just by trading them and mastering this pair, I can say uh, I can now easily predict where markets may likely go on it. Okay, so you want to do the same thing in your trading. You want to pick pairs that you want to trade on daily basis. Okay, have them on your watch list and try to master these pairs. Okay, so I think presently price is presently reacting from this supply again, and maybe this may be a good shorting opportunity for another sell trade probably. And as you can see, the Asian range low is yet to be taken out, and also we still have imbalance to be filled up right here. So this might be another good shorting opportunity. Then this market can see this as liquidity to be grabbed right here as well. Okay, but I'm not in the trade right now because it's already past my trading time. I'll be leaving the chart till tomorrow. So moving to the final pair, GBP Jpy. Okay, same like the GBP Jpy also consolidated a lot, and I ended up taking my positions out at this particular point right here. Okay, so how did I get into this sell? So the first thing I noticed when I got on the chart this morning was this trend line liquidity right here. Price had created liquidity right here. So obvious. And just below this liquidity, we have the Asian range low and we have a demand right here. And we have this H1. Let's move to the H1. The 1 hour time frame, you can see we have imbalance to be filled up right here. Okay, so all of this attracted me into looking for sales on GJ as well this morning. So but I didn't exactly like where I took this sell from, to be honest. We took out the Asian range high, which is a good thing, a first sign of a good thing for me to look out for anytime I come to the charts during the London session. I want to see one of the range to be taken out, the Asian range, be it the high or the low. So that will give me what direction the market wants to go next. Okay, so why I wasn't really comfortable about taking a sell here, but because on the 5 minutes time frame, you can see we have a supply zone above right here. We have this supply zone and we have imbalance right here. Let me make it more You can see we have imbalance and we have this supply zone. But moving to the moving to other time frame, you can see that this supply zone is not actually showing on other time frames. Okay, even the 15 minutes time frame, it's not really showing. The whole supply zone was looking like this. Okay, so I was skeptical about taking a sell because I was thinking probably price might still push forward inside here. Okay, but I was able to get a confirmation entry on the lower time frame, so I got into the sell trade regardless. Okay, so how did I get into the sell? I got into the sell just by waiting for a break of structure. Okay, and looking at this was the last high before this high right here, and just at this low, you can see that this low was responsible for creating this last push into the supply zone to the left hand side, and market came into this supply right here, and this was the first sell position. I think no, I got into the sell around this point. I got into the sell, but I wasn't comfortable with the sell, to be honest. I wasn't comfortable because my mind was probably price was still going to push and to get the M5 imbalance. Okay, so I got into a very small lot size. Okay, not my normal lot size. Then I had an alert set right here for when price will break this structure. So if price can break this low that gave us this push, then I am sure of the sell and I can get into a proper position. Okay, and that was what I did at this point. So I then entered a sell trade around this level right here. So market broke that structure and came back up. You can see right there, market came back up. I got into another sell position, the bigger lot than the first one I had right here, and I was aiming for the H1 H1 imbalance to be filled up. Okay, so let me quickly run that. And we had, same like GU, we had lots and lots of retracements. Can you see markets get coming back, going down, pushing back, going down? So at this point when we broke this structure, I was supposed to move my stop loss into break even, but I didn't. Okay, just because of the retracement that we've been having over and over, I didn't move my stop loss. I was like, if this trade was going to take me out, let it take me out, because I have a calculated risk already. I was okay with whatever I was going to lose if this market should push above this level. Okay, so I didn't move my stop loss into break even, and as you can see, markets push right down, and I got out of most of my trade on this pair. Let me check my MT4 GJ. I got out and had a position running. That position ended up getting stopped out as well. Okay, so 476 GBP Jpy say 161 476. Okay, where do we have 476? Okay, so at this level I got out most of my position. Yeah, so I got out most of my position. You can see markets came back up again. So I think I wasn't out yet at this particular point. I was still holding my position. Market came back, mitigated this zone. I did not bother to have another entry. I just wanted my first entry right here to just take profits. I was actually seeing all of this break of structure, seeing all of this liquidity being cleared. I was very positive about this trade that my take profits will be it right there. So at this point right here that I got out most of my position, because then I was now tired. Imagine trading since morning and up till like this was around, okay, this was still morning, so imagine from 8 a.m till almost 11 a.m., your position is still retracing and retracing. So I ended up taking most of my profits here, and I moved the remaining little lot size that was remaining. I think I moved it to this high, and I got stopped out of the trade later on because there was a massive spike back up. Yes, there was a massive spike. So as you can see right there, we got this massive spike. Market came back into the zone, but I was out already. I was done at this particular point. I was done. You can see all of this consolidation. It was so unnecessary. To be honest, this is unnecessary. GJ, what is this, for crying out loud? Okay, so this was another good entry for probably people who trade, who look for trade during the New York session open only. Okay, but for me, I was tired of trading, and that was it. So altogether, on all the 4 pairs that I just did a recap on, it was a total of about 16 RR on everything. But I'm still very sure this will eat take profits. I'm very, very sure this H1 imbalance will still be filled. Okay, it will be filled. So guys, this is the recap of the trades I took on my favorite pairs today, being 25th of August. Okay, I also hope you had a profitable day in the foreign exchange market. Looking forward to tomorrow during the London session again. Probably the markets will present a good opportunity to take nice trade and profitable trade. So that'll be all for this video. I hope you find this video very helpful, and I will be dropping, I already recorded the video on the Asian range session. Yeah, how to properly use this indicator that I have turned on in this on my chart. I already recorded a video. By tomorrow, I think I'll be dropping the video probably around 10 a.m. tomorrow, so you can apply these concepts of Asian range to your trading strategy as well. That'll be all. Thank you for staying to the end. Till next time.